Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and today I have my next update for my rolling 10 pan project pan. So this is my major completionist project for the year. I have 10 items rolled in at any one time, and my goal is to use all of these products up to completion. I also do tag my Pan That palette onto the end of this video, and so we are down to the end of the year, kind of down to the wire. I don't have any rollouts, but I definitely do have some exciting updates and movement on these products. So I have everything in front of me. So let's go ahead and get into the update for my rolling 10 pan project pan. I will mention, I told you guys that I was going to do it, and I did get about 4 inches cut off my hair. I feel so much better and so much more light, and my hair feels so much healthier. And so I keep thinking to myself that I want to be a long-haired girly, but I really don't. This is kind of my comfort zone, maybe a tiny bit longer as it grows out over the winter time, but I feel so much better with my shorter hair. But like I said, we don't have any rollouts. We just have some good progress and movement on these products. So I will run through them. Of course, you'll be seeing my graphics, my comparisons, my B-roll, my numbers, all of that stuff popping up as we go along. You guys know how I do and how I love my tracking. And so, oh, I'll plug it right now. The video that I'm filming after this, or I'll film it maybe on Friday because I have off work, that's going up on the 10th. It's going to be my plan to pan for 2025, which I can't believe we're already to this point. The year just feels like it has flown by, but I do have my plan to pan coming up on the 10th, so make sure to catch that one. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll remind you guys at the beginning of the video, but let's go ahead and get into my first item. So the item that's been in here the entire year, I have a couple that have been in here the entire year, but this is my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and I do have this in shade 1, and I've been tracking it all year long, so we have all of our marks here, and look, we are all the way down to the bottom. Like, if I have a windowing on this side that you guys can see, and then you can see the line all the way down here where it's at. So I am very, what's the right word? My brain just completely emptied. I am very confident. That's the word you were looking for. But I'm very confident that this will be done by the end of the year. I probably will need to remove the stopper and scrape all this out by the end of November, just because I have to screw the cap all the way on to get a full dip into the product now. And I'm too lazy to do that every single time I need my second dip in. So I will be scraping this down and kind of getting the product all down to the bottom. And then probably I'll end up decanting this into another pot by December. So we are having really good progress on this. So I did my makeup less in October than I thought, and I think I did my makeup even less in October compared to September, which boggles my mind. But last month we were at 114.59. Now we're at 113.01. I used it 18 times for 1.58 grams. The same amount of gram usage as last month. And definitely there is a huge difference between the months that I'm doing my makeup 23 to 25 times per month versus September and October. I did my makeup 19 times and 18 times respectively, at least with this product. Now I am wearing the Tarte foundation on my face again today, and I did mix it with this, and the way that I ended up doing that is I put 2 dips of this on my foundation palette, and then I would basically dip my sponge into this on my palette and then dip it into the cushion to kind of mix together, and then I put that on my skin, and I feel like this is a lot better of what I want out of my foundation with using the Tarte in a different way. Also, you guys have been very helpful about dropping some like tips and tricks for cushion foundations. You dropped them on my last video, and so I am very, very thankful for that. So yes, I have been trying you guys' recommendations, and I did put on the Tarte foundation again today, but I did mix in a little bit of this, which gave it the kind of coverage and the glow that I like. So we are working through this. With Black Friday coming up, I will be repurchasing another one of these to last me through 2025, but I love that I try to get these on as good of a deal as I can, and they pretty much last me a year, which I am totally okay with. But the next item that we have is my blush, and it's in a Makeup Geek compact because I've repressed it plenty of times, but this is my Ofra Chicklet. Jane, why are you scratching, baby? Jane, I know you're scratching your ears, baby. But this is the Ofra Chicklet blush, and look at how big that pan is getting. That is crazy. I always hold things up over here because I'm right-handed, but this is also where I put all my graphics. So let me hold this on this side so my graphic can pop up as well. But we are getting a huge pan on this. I still don't think that this will be done by the end of the year. I have 2 blushes plus a blush trio rolled into my Project 10 uses. So like I'm kind of like overflowing with blush right now. Plus I have a blush in my... No, I have another blush in my Project 10 uses and another blush in my deck of panning. So I am working on a lot of blush, but I still do love reaching for this one. So for this blush here, last month we were at 37.15. Now we're at 36.96. I did use it 7 times, which is incredible for the amount of times that I did my makeup. So 7 times, and I did use 0.19 grams of this product. So I am happy to have that pan expanded even more. I'm pretty close to hitting side pan over here, but we're still kind of thick on the product around the rim. So I don't think that this will be an empty by the end of the year, but definitely rolling into 2025, looking at like January, February times, I definitely can see this being gone because I do love wearing this blush during the colder seasons, because actually that blush is perfect for all seasons. It can either give you the like sunburnt look or the windswept look, depending on how like much you put on your face. So I do love that blush combination. My next item in here, this one also has been in all year long, and that is my Urban Decay Liner in Vice. Look at this baby little thing. I think I used this whenever I did my look with the Ruxa palette, so you guys saw a little sneak peek of how small this thing is getting, but we are right down to the wire on this one. So that little mark that I have there, that is where the majority of my other Urban Decay liners have been empty, and so I probably have like 1 or 2 sharpens left on this before the lead will just come out because it's already loose in there. And it is becoming increasingly hard for me to sharpen this. I basically have to get one of those like rubber things that you use to help grip jars to open them. I have to get one of those rubber things to actually be able to turn this in my pencil sharpener. So we are getting down to the wire with this thing. And I just feel like it's going to be such an accomplishment to finish a colored liner by the end of the year. Like I get it if you finish a brown or a black or even like a cream shade type of thing, because that's something that you might use every day, but to finish a purple liner, and I'll have my comparisons popping up. I have it in my book back there where I've kept track. I think that this was about this tall when we started. So I have made amazing progress on this pencil. But what are our weights at? So our weights for this liner, last month we were at 3.47, now we're at 3.26. I did use it 5 times, so that is... I had the arbitrary goal of using it 10 times per month, but that kind of flew out the window. But I did use it 5 times, which was really good. And I used 0.21 grams of this, which that is a big jump over last month when I only used it once. So very, very happy. And because I have the Ruxa palette back there, I have the Gothic palette back there. So I have some purple palettes in my rotation right now that I will get some good use on that liner. But let's look at my next item, which is my highlighter palette. So I say this every single time, but if you are new, if you're just finding me, if you're just tuning in, back in March, I took all of my highlighters, I mixed them together, I frankened them, and I repressed them into this palette. I did that because I had shades that were too dark for me, shades that didn't work for me because maybe they were too icy, too cool toned, whatever it was. But I decided to make my own highlighter palette that would work for my skin tone, and I love every single one of these. This is my perfect highlighter palette. But my goal was to hit pan on every single one of these shades, and obviously I have done that, but I did want to focus on shade number 2 to get more use on it and expand the pan. I don't think I was going to be able to, sorry, Washburn is scratching, and so I'm petting him so he stops scratching. Why are you guys so itchy? Is it because it's hot again? Is it hot again so you guys are itchy? You poor guys. But my goal is to use as much of shade 2 as possible. And so I have been able to expand the pan on every single one of these shades. You guys will see in the side-by-sides that I have been able to expand these pans. None of these are going to be gone by the end of the year, and I'm completely okay with that, but I still do want to try to get as much as possible done on this shade. Along with my graphics, I do pop up how many times I used each shade in October, and then how many times I've used each shade since repressing everything in March, just so you guys can get an idea about how many uses it took for the palette to start looking this way. But last month we were at 118.34. Now we're at 118.03. So I use 0.33 grams of highlighter. In October, I was trying to get the final uses on my Becca highlighter, so it took a little bit of the focus away from this palette. But for the rest of the year, I am honed in on this palette. I'm going to be using it every single time I do my makeup. So we will see some good progress on that for the rest of the year. The next item that I have rolled in is a lip gloss, and so this is my Sephora gloss in Busy, and we've been tracking for quite some time. I think I actually started tracking this in the background like at the beginning of the year, so we have lots more marks than what is actually been rolled into this project, but as you guys can see, we are right down there at the bottom. I don't see an issue with this being done by the end of the year, which I'm going to put a little bit more product on my lips right now. I bought one of the ColourPop clicky pen ones, and so I'm trying these out to see what I think. They are very shiny, very comfortable. They have a little bit of that tingle, but the component gets so messy. And if you guys know me, I don't like having messy makeup, and with it having a clear top to it, like, can you imagine how disgusting this top would get? And so I've just been wiping the excess off on my palm so that I don't have disgusting makeup. But with my lip gloss here, again, because I have more purple palettes, I'm going to have more cool tone looks. I'll be able to reach for this a whole lot more. But last month for our gloss, we were at 38.2, and now we're at 37.92. I did use it 7 times, so that is 7 days of application. That does not include redips if I reapply, and I did use 0.28. But if we have another good month of 7 to 10 uses, then I should have this done by the end of the year, no problem whatsoever. I did repurchase a Goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm filming this on the 4th, and so tomorrow is election day, which again, you know, if this is going up tomorrow on the 5th, so please go vote. Tomorrow, the day that this goes live, is your last day to go vote. Please go vote. But I am so tired of the political, like, text messages and phone calls, and I'm done. I'm done. I'm getting them from both sides. Like, it's not, I'm getting them from everywhere. I'm getting them from counties that I no longer live in. I'm just done. So please, go vote. It's the 5th, the day that this goes up, and hopefully I can stop getting these dang text messages. So that is my gloss. Oh, I did repurchase another Sephora gloss, so I do like the formula. They are a little bit more opaque, a little bit more of a thicker gloss, and so I really do enjoy these Sephora glosses. And actually right now the Sephora sale is going on, so everything is 30% off. So if you don't mind a little bit more of an opaque gloss, then I think the Sephora ones are great, especially if you can get them 30% off. I think that puts them down to like $6 or $7, which at that point is pretty much drugstore prices. But our next one is exciting, and I feel bad. It has been a week. I feel like it has been a month, but I did not take pictures of my items on the 31st. It was Halloween, so I was out passing out candy. I didn't take pictures of everything on the 31st, and so I'm going to be taking pictures of all these products today. Now, I did mark everything on the 31st. I just didn't take pictures. And this next one is important for me to preface that because on the 31st, we did not have a pan. But today, on the 4th, we have a pan. I hit pan on this on the 1st of November. So I think I had told you guys that if I didn't hit pan on this, like in October, I was really scared about being able to finish this by the end of the year. I still don't think it's going to be like a photo finish or there's going to be crumbs in here by the end of the year. I still don't think I'm going to be able to finish the whole thing, but we did hit pan. So that gives me a little bit more hope. But while I'm talking about all that, this is a Juvia's Place bronzer that I put in a Makeup Geek compact. This is part of the light duo, and this is the more warm toned one. I did finish the cool toned one earlier this year. It took me, I think, 100 uses exactly to finish the cool toned one, so we'll see what the warm tone one has in store, but I'm happy that we hit pan, even though that pan did come on November 1st. So for this one, last month we were at 46.22. Now we're at 45.43. I used it 19 times and I used 0.79 grams of product. So hopefully in November I will be able to do my makeup a little bit more often. I don't know because I have quite a few days off in November, and so typically on days off, if I'm not filming, I don't wear makeup. So that has been kind of my struggle the latter half of the year, is that I do have more days off, and so I'm not doing my makeup as much. But we're going to continue to work on that bronzer. And then we have my foundation that I'm working on right now. So this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I don't know if you guys can see it from all the way back there, but I do have my line markings, and you guys can see where that foundation is sitting. So I did buy the pump on Amazon, and I think I do have the pumps listed down below, which I'll take the time now if you're new, if you're a new subscriber. Everything that I have linked down below is not affiliated. I actually pay for the service to be able to create those links. So those links down there are just for your benefit. I get no kickbacks. I get nothing if you click on those links. Now, if later on down the line I decide to convert those links to affiliates, or if that option is offered to me, then I will let you guys know. I'll start putting like asterisks next to them or something. But for right now, everything that is linked in my description boxes is not affiliated. I am just doing that out of the kindness of my heart. So, but we made another good jump. Of course, I did roll in the Tier foundation, and then I did that Get It Ready With Me. And then also I do have my Misha BB cream that I mix in with this. And then I have my Fenty Eavesdrop that I'm also using in my deck of panning. So I have quite a few base products going at the same time, but I still feel like that's a really good jump. Now, I was curious if I was going to be able to use this up by the end of the year, and I can definitely look at this and say absolutely not. It'll probably get used up by the time we roll into like January, February, so it'll be good to have a foundation empty that early on in the year. But for right now, we're only about halfway, probably a little bit above halfway is where we're at. But with this foundation, last month we were at 106.24. Now we're at 101.97. I did use this 14 times, and that was for 4.27 grams difference in this foundation. I still love that foundation. I got that foundation for $10 on clearance at a TJ Maxx, and so I am very happy to have that foundation. But I think I talked about this in my last Get Ready With Me with the Tier foundation, and just the cost per volume, cost per ounce type of thing. I think that I would go back to the NARS Soft Matte Complete, because you get 1.5 ounces for like $42, which it's actually cheaper to buy the NARS foundation than to buy the IT Cosmetics CC cream, because I did the math, because they're both on my loves list. So definitely that is something where I do think about, because I do like a fuller coverage, I do use quite a bit of foundation each application. I think about that how quickly am I going to run through a foundation, and is it actually going to last? So I think that if I could find the Estee Lauder on a deal again, absolutely I would pick it up. But I might end up going back to like the NARS, just because you get so much more product and it still has that beautiful full coverage with that beautiful matte finish. So that's my 2 cents on that. But the next item that I am looking at is my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Brink. I do always have my little marks on them to show where they'll be empty, and that's because I've used like 3 or 4 of these up in the past couple years, and so it's right at the L of ColourPop is usually when they are done. But this is what we are looking like right now on this pencil. So I sharpen it probably every 3 or 4 uses. Whenever it gets down and starts kind of scraping the lips, I go ahead and I sharpen this. I do love the ColourPop lip liner, so I'm happy to have this. I don't track uses because basically I'm only using 1 lip liner at a time. So I did my makeup 19 times in October, so that means that I used this 19 times. Last month we were at 7.12. Now we're at 6.81, which that gives us a difference of 0.31, which is pretty much on par with normal usage of one of my lip pencils. Going into my other lip product, and I swear this one is never ending. I keep saying this each update, and I'm like, I'm using it. It's sitting in my cup. I'm putting this dang lipstick on, but this is my Hourglass Confession in If Only. So it's one of the little tiny ones, and I think that this is so deceiving because you get so little product compared to a normal lipstick, but the amount of times that I've used this and the amount of times that this just does not go down, I was not able to make a new mark, so we're still there. That I don't know what this magic is. I don't know if it's just so pigmented that you don't have to, I guess, over apply this, but I used this so many times as even my first like lipstick in the morning, and then by the time I had my coffee and ate breakfast, then I would have to reapply whatever product I wanted for the rest of the day. So I used this so many times, but we were at 21.65 last time. Now we're at 21.62, 0.02. No, sorry, 0.03. That's our difference for me using this over 10 times. 0.03. I don't know what the magic is in this product. This is super expensive, so like I'm glad that it is lasting, because then to me it's like, I think it was a joke how little product came in here, but then when you realize that you use almost none of it to actually apply the product, it kind of makes it a little bit not worth it, because it's still Hourglass prices. I got this in a FabFitFun, so I'm happy to have it. And after I'm done with this, I can take the If Only out, and then you hang on to this part and you can refill it. So I do love that it is refillable, but definitely there's some sort of magic in these products, or like I said, the elves that come in and put product back in there at night. But we have one more product to roll through and then my Pan That palette. But let me get a drink because I feel like I'm losing my voice for some reason. So if my voice sounds weird, it's because my voice feels weird. So let me get a drink. All right, so our last product that we have is my Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer, the Makeup Grip. So many words for a gripping primer. And as we can see, my line was right there, and now, let me see, is right there. So not a whole big jump, but I'm using this and I'm using my e.l.f. Jelly Pop. And depending on what sunscreen I use, it depends on what primer I use. So my Paula's Choice Daily Wrinkle Defense does not get along with this primer. So I cannot use that sunscreen and this primer at the same time. But my Sun By Me sunscreen does work well with this one. So depending on the sunscreen is depending on the primer. But I was able to use it a few times, but we had 27.23 last month, and now we're at 24.93. I used it 5 times for 2.30 grams of use. So I don't feel like this is going to be an empty at the end of the year either. This is in my 24 and 2024. I wanted to get this used up because it's not my favorite primer, and pretty much every other gripping primer in my collection is my e.l.f. Jelly Pops, but I do want to go ahead and continue to use this and get this finished. So this might be rolling into next year as well. So, but I'm trying to plug away at it as much as I can by also like I said, I have to be mindful of what sunscreen I'm using that day, depending on if it's going to play nice with my primers. So that is everything for my 10 products. Let's look at my Pan That palette. So I am doing the It's My Pleasure, and I showed you guys this and the comparison in my video where I've tried on Ruxa, and so this is the beautiful purple palette. Now, you guys know I have 4 shades pulled out into a little quad and everything else is in here. Now, the big difference, and I don't think no, we didn't have this last time. I hit Pan and Sleeper. So it is just this burgundy purple matte. And so you guys can see I have that nice little pan. So basically everything that's in here has a pan on it. Everything that's in here does not. So I have 5 shades with pan, 4 that don't. Now, the 4 that don't are all shimmers, and we'll go over those. But I did want to go ahead and pop these in here. And definitely as I'm working my way through Ruxa and the Gothic palette, I can go ahead and I can tap some of these on. And what else do I have? Oh, I have the So Jaded palette back there too, so I can definitely pop some purples onto these So Jaded. But right now I do have pan on Kittenfish, Pretty Cruel, Chick Lit, Fan Fiction, and Sleeper. So that feels really good to have pan on at least all of the mattes in this palette. And the way that I do my Pan That palette, I'm not trying to finish everything up to completion. I'm actually at this point kind of scared that I won't hit my goal for no pan left behind for this year. So with my eyeshadow collection, I cannot focus on one palette to use it up completely. I can't, because I would be neglecting like everything else in my collection. But if I can take some of my older palettes and actually hit pan on them, show them some love, use them a couple extra times per month, that lets me feel good about being able to actually use the items that are in my collection while I'm still hitting my no pan left behind goals, which is using every single shade in my collection. But in this little quad here, again, we're all shimmers, but we have Do or Dough, we have Earth Shine, which is my favorite, we have Sandman, and then we have Bare Minimum. And I did swatch a couple of these with the Ruxa palette, and there was no like spot on dupes, but maybe some things that could give you a similar look once they were on the eyes. But just look at this beautiful shimmery purple quad. I love this. This makes me so happy. And of course, it has my favorite shade in there. And Earthshine has a huge dip in it. Unfortunately, Sandman was the shade that when I dropped this palette, like in the middle of the summer, I dropped it on my floor. Mr. Sandman was the one that kind of like shattered, but when I pressed it back in there, I kind of pressed it back flat again, so I lost all of that like dippy progress on that one. And really Pretty Cruel, no, Bare Minimum, which is this one. This one's practically full. I'm not going to hit pan on that. And then Do or Doe gets some hard pan on it, and it's not my favorite purple shade, but it does have a little bit more disturbance and a little more use. But really, Earthshine and Sandman are the two that I probably will end up hitting pan on, even though I don't want to hit pan on Earthshine because I never want that shade to be out of my life. But these items are going to be in for the rest of the year. I don't know if, like, let's say by some miracle I use up my gloss, and let's say that by some chance whenever I sharpen this again, the product in here just falls out and hits the floor and it's done. I don't think I'm going to roll anything else in at the beginning of December. I'm just going to focus back onto here and just finish this round of 10 products. I don't think that rolling something in for a month is really conducive to my panning, and also this will allow me to use other items that are in other projects. So these are my 10 items that I am sticking with until the end of the year. You guys will see my 25 and 2025 coming up. Now, I think I might have to tweak it a little bit because some of these products will be remaining in my collection by the end of the year. So I don't, like, if I have like crumbs left on my bronzer, I'm not going to put this in my 25 and 2025. I'll just finish it at the beginning of the year and then roll into the actual products that I want to focus on. So I think I need to retouch on my 25 and 2025 and just kind of hone in on that list and really buckle it down. How many ways can I say that I want to go back and edit it? Come on, Erin. You're not a thesaurus. Come on. But I'm going to do that so that I can film that for you guys and get that up. But for right now, I need to take my pictures, do my graphics, do my B-roll, edit all this, and get it up for you guys tomorrow because I decided to procrastinate this weekend. Which, actually, I didn't procrastinate. I am writing again, and I am feeling extremely inspired right now. So I have been writing more than I've been doing anything else, and it's been making my little heart so happy. And so I am very happy to be doing that with my time, but that has kind of put some crunches on my filming and my YouTube, but I do appreciate all of you guys being here so much. Oh, quick little update on Mr. Malcolm, which he is not in here. I have a Nara and Wash in here with me. Jane left because I kept telling him to stop scratching his ears. But so I don't know if it's Chick-fil-A or if it's Pup Cups or what it is, but that dog likes to scare the crap out of me by like having 2 days to where he looks like he is like on the Rainbow Bridge doorstep. And then I feed him Chick-fil-A and he bounces back and runs around the yard and barks at his siblings and loves eating treats and gets excited for car rides. We took him for a pup cup yesterday, but Malcolm has a new burst of energy right now, which I know that can happen. And I know that he's, he is slowing down, and bless it, the cancer in his leg is like the size of a baseball right now. And I don't know how he is still getting around. I don't know how he is still as happy as he is. But we are still doing pain control and of course loving on him. But his birthday is this coming Saturday. No, Sunday. His birthday is Sunday, and I'm filming this on Monday. So I'm like 99% sure that that boy is going to make it to his birthday, and I am just amazed and shocked and just thankful and grateful and just I did not think that he would be able to see his birthday, and here we are. So I am very, very happy about that. Still giving him all the love and all the treats and all the chicken nuggets he wants. So he is a very, very spoiled boy. He is sleeping somewhere, so I'll maybe pop a picture up of him to let you guys know he's still doing all right. I do post pictures of them from time to time over on my Instagram as well. So quick little update on that beautiful, beautiful boy. But I am going to encourage you guys to do all the things. Go ahead and hit a thumbs up on this video. Let me know that you guys are enjoying my content. If you are new or if you are lurking, consider hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell so you know whenever I upload. I do have an uploading schedule if you guys have kind of queued into my uploading days. But I would love to have you join my community. We are so supportive and so helpful and so kind. Like, I am blown away by the people that are drawn to my content and to my community and how much we support each other in the comment section. So I thank all of you guys for being here and growing my channel and making, I guess, putting this stuff out in front of people that maybe need this type of community within the beauty space. So I thank all of you guys for that. Let me know how you guys are doing. Drop me that comment down below. You guys know I love talking with you guys and chatting about just about anything that's happening in your life, but definitely let me know how you guys are doing. Did you hit pan on anything new? Are you doing a 25 in 2025 or something similar where you want to focus on certain products next year? Let me know what you're doing and just let me know how you're doing. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here and being supportive and being wonderful and continuing to send wonderful thoughts and prayers my way for Mr. Malcolm. Maybe that is the reason, because I have all of you guys cheering him on. Maybe that is the reason he is still here with us. So I am forever grateful for that. But I'm going to go ahead and get all of this other stuff done. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to wish you all a beautiful day, and I'll catch you in my next one.